guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be testing out another foundation. I am testing out the Maybelline SuperStay Better Skin Foundation today. I've been seeing some requests recently to test out the Fit Me foundations, so if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, hit the thumbs up button down below so I know. The only other Maybelline foundation I have tried so far was the Dream Velvet. My first impressions on that will be linked down below. Full disclosure, as always, this foundation was sent to me. If you watch my videos regularly though, you know that that does not influence my opinion. I'm still going to review it the exact same as I would any other product. And finally, before we chat about this foundation, if you are new to my channel and you like this video, I would love it if you would hit subscribe down below. But anyways, let's chat about this foundation. It was $11.99 on Ulta.com, and from what I could see on Canadian websites, it's going to be around $15. You do get the standard 30 ml of product, and the packaging is quite nice for a drugstore. It's a glass bottle with a pump. It's available in 12 different shades. I have the second lightest, which is 15 Ivory. They say it will have a medium to full coverage, and it is called the Skin Transforming Foundation, so you guessed it, it is supposed to have skincare benefits as well. They say it will reduce the appearance of spots, bumps, dullness, and redness, and also make your skin more bright, even, and smooth, and make your skin look better within 3 weeks. They say it is formulated with something called Actol C, which Maybelline says is a more durable form of vitamin C. They also recommend it for all skin types, even sensitive skin, and it does have a physical sunscreen of SPF 15. Physical sunscreens are better for sensitive skin, for those of you who may not know. And finally, today I have chosen to apply this with the Beauty Blender, so let's go ahead and jump into it. So I primed the left half of my face using my Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer just to compare, and I did about like a pump and a half on the back of my hand. It's just got a pretty standard liquid kind of consistency, and it doesn't really appear to have a smell. Like, I don't smell even like the sunscreen or anything like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start applying this with the Beauty Blender. Started by dabbing it around my face and then blending it out with the Beauty Blender. I found it a little bit difficult to spread using it that way, so for the second half of my face I just like went in, picked it up with the Beauty Blender and blended it out that way, and that worked a little bit better. I feel like I did get slightly better coverage on the side that I did do that. You can see there's still a lot of my hyperpigmentation showing through on this side for sure, and this is the side that I do have worse hyperpigmentation anyways. The shade is a bit too pink for me, which is a common problem I have with drugstore foundations, since I do have a slightly more warm yellow kind of undertone. Like, you can see the contrast between my neck and my face here. My neck's a lot more yellow. I can make it work. It's not a huge deal. It is drying a lot more matte than I was expecting. It feels quite powdery to the touch, and I just really wasn't expecting that because Maybelline doesn't really make any claims for what the finish is supposed to be like. Yeah, right now it's definitely got like a liquid to powder kind of feel, which isn't my favorite. I'm going to see if I can build up the coverage a little bit, because right now it's definitely more medium. Half pump of foundation, and I was definitely able to build the coverage up to a better level. However, in the areas I did build it up, I do feel like it's looking a little bit cakey, and with the Beauty Blender building it up, I found in some spots it was kind of picking up the product, and you could like see the shape of the Beauty Blender where I was dabbing. There are definitely areas though where I feel like I'm going to need some additional coverage with some concealer. I definitely don't want to add any more product because, like I said, it is a little bit cakey looking, and it's about the same on the side with primer and without, because it dried so matte. It's pretty forgiving for like pores and texture and things like that. So it's about the same. I wouldn't say you need a smoothing primer with this. I'm just kind of bummed that it's so matte and powdery. I don't know why. I was just expecting more of like a natural finish, since it is like more of a skincare focused kind of foundation. I'm definitely going to say this product is a solid medium coverage. I was able to build it up a little bit more, but it didn't build that well. So I'm going to say medium, as even like after I built it, there's still some redness peeking through. I feel like it's already starting to look quite dry though. Like, I am on Accutane, as you guys know, and I feel like it's looking kind of dry along my hairline, and it is already kind of creasing in my smile lines here. So on the bright side, my upper lip Accutane sweat doesn't seem to be breaking through, which is nice, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do my close-up and then finish off my face makeup and go from there. the NYX HD concealer, the NYX HD powder to set that, and then to set the rest of my face, I did a tiny bit of the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. I definitely had issues blending out my concealer over top of this. Not so much with like my eye area and everything where I didn't have so much foundation obviously, but like around my brows where I conceal and everything, it was definitely difficult to blend it out. It ended up looking okay. It did a little bit better than other foundations that I've had that issue with, but for me that's always a drawback. Overall though, aside from the mild cakiness, I find it does look very flattering, very forgiving for pores and texture like I said, and it just does look nice and even. It just has a very strong powdery matte kind of feel. If you don't like liquid to powder products, this is not going to be for you. If you are oily though and you have problems with your foundation transferring throughout the day and stuff like that, that tends to work really well. So depending on your skin type and what you like, that could be very beneficial, but I think that's all I have to update on now. I'm going to zoom in and do my close-ups once again, and I will check in with you guys throughout the day. Tell I am filming with my new lighting setup. I'm so excited. I literally just took it out of the box, plugged it in, turned it on, and turned on my camera. I'm so excited to have better, more accurate lighting for my first impressions check-ins so you guys can actually see what the foundations look like, because as you guys have probably noticed, my lighting before wasn't that great at nighttime. Unfortunately, my typical window for good filming lighting is very small, especially moving into the colder months, so I'm really excited about this. But anyways, I've had this foundation on for 8 hours. It's still mostly the same. I don't know if you guys can see, but I kind of like bumped it off of my nose here. I don't know if it was like when I was changing my shirt or whatever, but it wore off on my nose a little bit. And then also right here, I'll zoom you guys in a sec, but right here, it looks honestly like when you wake up and you've been drooling in your sleep and you have like crusty white dry drool around your mouth. That's what it looks like in the foundation, and it's not drool. I honestly don't know what it's from. It just like appeared on my foundation all of a sudden. And I am getting a slight sweat mustache. It's not too bad, but I've been sweating a lot today. It's like really hot, so I'm surprised it hasn't just like completely come off my face altogether. I feel like it definitely does still look cakey in some areas, but I'm really impressed with how lightweight it feels. Honestly, it really doesn't feel like I have makeup on, and it's not drying at all, surprisingly, since it is quite matte and like powdery feeling. It feels really comfortable still. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say for this check-in. I'm gonna zoom you guys in really close just so you can really see what I'm talking about, and I will talk to you guys at the end of the day. Sorry I'm so sweaty, but you guys see what I mean with this mark? Like that just showed up after I'd had it on for probably like a couple hours. I was like, what the heck is that? And overall it's just a little bit kind of cakey, and you can see where it wore off on my nose there. Alright you guys, I've only had this foundation on for 11 hours, but I'm ready to call it a night and go to bed. Also, in my last close-up, you can really see that the foundation has worn off around my lips. That's not the fault of the foundation, that's just because I have to reapply lip balm constantly because I'm on Accutane. So if you notice that and are like, oh, that doesn't look good, that's not a fault of the product. So essentially, I would recommend this foundation for someone who is okay with a liquid to powder, very matte kind of formula, and you are okay with a medium coverage. You don't have anything severe that you really want to cover, or you're okay with doing a decent amount of spot concealing. If you're like me and you like a foundation that you can apply one layer of and it's pretty much just flawless, then you're probably not going to like this product. I was able to build it up to a decent coverage level, but it didn't build up well. It did get kind of cakey looking. I think if it built up better, I would like it more. I do kind of regret building it up, but at the same time, I think it's good to see for those of us who do like more coverage. I am really impressed with the fact that it really doesn't feel like I have makeup on, and it really doesn't feel dry on my skin at the end of the day, which is a huge issue I've been having recently. However, it does look kind of dry, like around my hairline and my brows and my mouth, and it's just doing funky things in some kind of areas. Like I feel like it's kind of cakey on my cheeks. I've got that weird mark, it's wearing off on my nose, and this was clearly from something minor. Like it obviously wasn't something that I remembered. Like if I accidentally like hit myself in the face and did that, I would remember it, but I'm assuming this happened from like, once again, changing my shirt or something like that. So I feel like the fact that it wore off easily there doesn't really bode that well for super oily skin. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. I did think this foundation was flattering for pores, especially before I built it up. I think it was quite smoothing and everything, but all in all, I don't think this is a bad product, but it's not a fave for me. I think there's going to be a very small niche of people that will like this foundation, to be honest. Like I said, it's going to be best for those of you who want a matte finish, medium coverage, and a little bit of a smoothing effect for your pores. And also I'm thinking probably more like normal skin. So if that sounds like you and things you like, then I think you might really like this foundation. Otherwise, for me, I would say this foundation is a pass. But I think that's all I have to say about this product. As always, I hope you guys found this review helpful. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you do want to see reviews on the Fit Me foundations. Don't forget to go follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat if you haven't already. I'm at Sari Rihanna on all three. And hit subscribe down below. But that is going to be it for today. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. I like to refer to this foundation as the magic eraser for your face. I would really only recommend it if you have very intense scarring or acne or redness or anything, because it is a very heavy duty foundation.